I was doing some ecom research and I stumbled on this brand that's doing about $4 million a month, maybe more, maybe less, but that's a pretty accurate, in my opinion, prediction. And I want to share it with you because there's a lot of really interesting things that I'm trying to learn from it. So by doing so, I think you'll be able to learn something, hopefully. But let's just get started. This store is called Noted Aromas. And basically, what they do is they sell perfumes, but not just any perfumes. They actually make perfumes that are based on really expensive perfumes. And that's really their main angle that they go for. So that's the first thing that I want to understand from this brand is what are the angles that they're running with that is helping them make so much money. And that's one of them. So this is their best selling product right here, or one of them. I went into their men's bestseller collection because in some of the ads, which I'll show you, some of the ones that have performed the best. So I'm on their TikTok and I can see I found this ad has 2.1 million views. And we'll break it down in just a second, but it's from the perspective of a man. So I'm guessing the men's products are doing the best for them. Maybe not, but I think so. And this one in particular is one of them with over 3,000 reviews. It's, absolutely crushing it. And the average price is $30, or actually you can buy a way smaller bottle, which is pretty interesting. These guys are going for a volume approach, but it's cool to see though. I think it's a pretty brilliant way to kind of display all your different sizes. That's really cool. And when it comes to perfumes, I'm guessing it makes a lot of sense that some people would want to just try it out. They don't want to, buy the full thing, but even the full thing is still super affordable. So if we take a look here, this is how they compare versus others. So again, this is one of the biggest angles that they're using on their landing pages. They keep the landing pages very broad and just, go after this particular angle. So as you see, the same iconic fragrances with a price for everyone. And then, just some good reviews with Judge Me reviews. And they're running a lot of meta ads. Some of the ads that they run are really simple. So, I analyzed them a little bit here. And one of the ones that I saw that were really interesting is, again, they're going heavily after this angle, but then just testing different variations on how they could kind of like position that message, right? So in this one, they're not just saying, oh, we sell affordable luxury replicas. They're saying stop letting fancy fragrances bankrupt you. It's like, whoa. So if you're like bankrupt, or you're conscious about how much money you're spending and how expensive things are getting, this is going to resonate with you. And it's pretty interesting. They're using the one that I just mentioned, might be their best seller. And then you can see they go heavily after numbers, like just low prices. So they're a UK brand, and that's another thing that intrigued me about them. Some of the ads are so funny, at least from the perspective of, an American here. I speak American English, so these sound kind of funny to me, but I love UK brands. I think UK has some brands that are so slept on, and there's just so much we can learn from them. So let's look at this ad that they have. So this one, they published in August, right? And it's really good. Interestingly enough, before I show you this, they actually posted almost all of their videos in August. So that tells me, at least all of these, literally 30 videos. So that just tells me they're just posting everything on TikTok and running it all as TikTok ads. But this is the ad, so let's watch it. This is
I found the scent that replaced my £200 bottle and no one noticed. This is Ankara by Noted Aromas.
The match, ridiculously accurate. Same sharp opening, same smoky richness. That dry down, smooth, confident and addictive.
At £29.99 for 100ml, it's not
That's
the cheapest on
pretty
the
good.
market, but it doesn't smell like it either. It's refined, long lasting and actually feels premium.
Made right here in the UK and arrived in just 2 days. No waiting weeks. Just a high quality scent for way less. If Penhaligon Talfetti is your goal scent, this is your sign.
It's crazy they're able to mention those brands. But anyways, here's a little hack that I want to show you. So I really like this script. I think it's very simple but to the point. So I might write this one down for any fashion brands that I help, or any fashion products maybe that I want to launch. So what you can do, here's a little hack, is you can download this TikTok, for example, with SnapTik. And once I do that, let's see, I'll download it. It'll show me an ad because, these sites all have ads on them. We need an alternative that doesn't. I used to have one, but I just haven't updated it. Maybe I should recreate it. Let me know in the comments if I should make a free TikTok downloader. But anyways, then you can use 11 Labs. This is a free account, I believe, maybe, or like a $10 account. I don't remember, but this is just one of my accounts. I have several 11 Lab accounts. And let me actually just upload this. Okay, so we can upload that transcript, and then we can just get the actual transcript, right? You can do this outside of 11 Labs too. If you just Google video to transcript or speech to transcript, you can do it. And if we just click this, boom.
Found the scent that replaced
We
my
have
£200 bottle.
Just the sound, right? So the script. And here it is. Found the scent that replaced my 200-pound bottle and no one noticed. So then what we can do is we can click align words. So then it actually like aligns it properly. I don't know if it even did anything, to be honest. Whatever. Let's see. Oh, okay. And then what we can do is we can, for example, go and get a new speech. So let's see. We can export. We can export into a PDF, right? We can save this script if we wanted to. And then here's something we can do. We can go to the text to speech. This is for something else. And then we can just write that in here. Oh, so then I just put it in here, right? And then let's say I want to say, this is, Ari by Ari Shearson. The match, ridiculously accurate, blah, blah, blah. So let me see what this does. Let's choose a voice here. So we can choose, let's say, let's see this guy. I think this guy has a British accent.
I must not fear.
Hello, I'm Jane.
Hey, everybody. This is Juniper.
Architecture is the thoughtful arrangement of
this guy,
space
Brad
to
Ford.
uplift the spirit.
So let's see how this sounds. Boom. And then what we can do is we can generate with this voice. And let's see how that sounds.
Found the scent that replaced my 200-pound bottle and no one noticed. This is Ari by Ari Shearson.
That's hilarious.
The match? Ridiculously accurate. Same sharp opening, same smoky richness.
So you get the point, right? This is pretty good. And what I would do is I would probably just make it faster. You can make it faster somewhere here. I forgot. And then you can also enhance it to make it even more emotional. Like you can make them really go crazy with the emotions. But that's not the point of this video. I did actually want to save that script though. So I did save it as a PDF. And that's one thing you can do. You can build your own swipe file of scripts. It's pretty cool. One thing I want to do is also just look at the comments, right? I like to do research on the comments of all these brands. Sometimes I forget to do it, but it's pretty interesting to me. So let's see. It does have a good similarity, but I feel the scent had vanished off my skin within the hour. About 6 of different scent. Unfortunately, the smell vanished within 1 hour. So a lot of people are saying that the smell just doesn't really last. That's pretty interesting. That makes sense. I also saw that they have these behind the scenes videos. I thought they were really cool. Let me show you them. They're kind of funny too.
Behind the scenes look at noted aromas. First we mix it, we can't show you much of that. Then we bottle it. This one's inspired by Aventus.
On a slow day, we'll do around 10,000 bottles.
After that, someone buys it online and it needs picking.
We then pack it and ship it out to you, all from the northeast of England.
Behind the scenes look at noted aromas.
It's just so like quick and fast paced, but yeah, this brand is amazing though. It's really cool to see what they're doing in a very simplistic fashion. Like they just have a really clean branding, really solid value proposition, right? Like just get the perfumes that you want, but for less. Of course, they also last less long, but that's okay. You're getting it at such a good price. And they do really well on social media. They run a lot of ads. They actually have 370 different active ads at any time, at all times, so all at once. And that's how I found them, actually. I used the Shopify discovery tool, and when you use this tool, it basically is like a For You feed on TikTok or Instagram, but it's just ads. And, that doesn't sound like what most people would want, right? That's like the opposite of what people want. But business owners that run ads, this is like heaven, right? Because you just get inspired with all these different brands. So the way I use this is like I just did, I use it mainly actually to find brands, but also to find different ad angles and concepts that I can take. So for example, this one, anxious, not anymore, calm the mind and ease stress, 100% pure and natural. I don't know what it is, but I guess let's just check it out. Mad honey. So now we can click shop now, and we can also we can just do that. We can also go to their Facebook ad library directly from this and see how many ads they have. So they have 48 different active ads, and this is pretty interesting. I've never seen this product before. I think I heard somebody on Joe Rogan talk about it once, but very, very interesting. Directly from the Himalayas, from Nepal. That's crazy. But yeah, so that's kind of it for the brand. Super simple landing page. Very, very simple. They're just going after that angle that we talked about of just saving money. Luxury. Actually, they have this even in their bio. Luxury fragrances without the price tag. Like, they're just very centered on that value proposition. And then they just do the best they can to provide a quality service, like fast shipping, good branding, good prices. Pretty simple, pretty standard. And then they just run a ton of ads. Last thing I want to show you is this one ad that they're running that I thought was interesting. It's kind of a good script idea because you'll just see.
My TikTok knows me better than I know myself, so let's see if it can find my scent. All I did was type in my perfume on TikTok and it showed me this. This is Noted Aromas.
So that's a good hook. My TikTok knows me better than I know myself. Like, a lot of people in this age range might resonate with that. Because they're probably browsing TikTok a lot and just kind of mindlessly doing it.
Delphi, which is inspired by the designer perfume Goddess. Noted Aromas do designer-inspired perfume, but for a fraction of the price. So good. I ordered it online a couple of days ago, and it's all.
And she like shows herself actually ordering
honestly,
it. That's pretty smart.
It smells so good. Now, I've smelt the designer perfume Goddess before, and this smells so similar.
And it's interesting that they didn't even use captions. I think that's pretty smart these days too, because I mean, test both, right? But I noticed that, and I've also noticed recently that Meta sometimes just adds captions to your ads or your videos, so it's kind of pointless to add captions, but at the same time, they do actually run captions on many videos, so take that with a grain of salt. Like, test it out yourself, run your own hypothesis on that, but it's a pretty interesting brand. They do a lot of these like very standard UGC videos that a lot of people are kind of against right now, but they're they're just good value propositions and solid scripts like the one that we just saved. So it works. And that was really the point of this video, is I wanted to figure out more about this brand, figure out what's making them successful. And of course, there's never just one thing, but we kind of covered a lot of things and I got a lot of value myself out of it, which was what I wanted to do. I just decided, you know what, why don't I just record myself doing this deep research on the brand? It might be more productive, because I can then share the knowledge as well, whatever I learn. But that's about it for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to use ShopiLab, make sure you go to the link in the description or shopilab.ai. It's a free dashboard, but the discovery tool is paid. Yes, it is paid because we are using credits in order to even be able to pull up this data. So it costs us money to show this, so we have to pay for it, charge for it, unfortunately. But a lot of the other tools are absolutely free. Like the sourcing tab, where you can find all kinds of sourcing partners for your products. The ROAS calculator, which is really amazing to figure out the foundational costs that you need for your product in order to be able to sell it profitably with meta ads. Super valuable stuff. I use these literally every day. And that's about it for the brand. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Peace out.